Okay, guys, I've clicked present, so it's going to stop your conversations, I think. Apologies about that. If you want to pop in the chat bar your thoughts, could you also tell me what table you're on? 'Cause it just makes it a little bit easier. So put table one, table two, just as you put an answer into the chat bar. Let us know what things were discussed. What did you come up with? What constraint or rule change would you have added to encourage a kick? Here we go. So we got table 5, safe zones for kicking. I don't really want to go through these. I want our experts and presenters to come and have a chat. So if you guys want to turn your cameras and mics on, you'll be able to see what's coming in. Cheers for letting us know what table you're on. That's really helpful.
Thanks, Tim Marshall. I am on mute. That's the second time I've done this. Actually, quite confusing, isn't it? It's because I'm so tuned into Zoom.
Right then, Rusty, what are you seeing? What do you think? Can you see the chat bar?
Yeah. Emma's definitely thinking about some scoring zones, but also maybe some points to encourage it. I think coaching behaviours is going to be pretty important around kicking. I'm often thinking those 2 or 3 seconds after a kick, what am I going to do? Am I going to put my hands on my head, or am I going to be pretty chilled about us exploring this this part of the game? So yeah, I'm enjoying a bit of Emma thinking.
My little dyslexic brain's reading really fast. I like the option of a replay in there. You know, if they go it wrong, there's an opportunity. So freedom to fail a bit there. Quite like that. Alan's not sure of the table though. Alan, if you know what table you're on, smash it in the chat.
My head's ticking around. If you offer teams loads of bonus points for kicking, does the opposition team just work against that to take them away? So I would work backwards from what do you need? What would invite it in the game? I'm not a rugby buff, but would it be lots of space to kick into or a person to kick to? So I think there was one around having someone in an offside position. I can't remember who that was because I read so many. Rewarding intent I like rather than success. That's cool. But yeah,
it's a bit like Greg's there, Danny. So if a kick finds space, attacking team keep possession from that point.
Yeah, that's a cool one. But you need to make sure the pitch was big enough. Otherwise, the defense would just take any of that space away. So I'm always thinking about the interaction between defense and attack. A lot of the time, we just put rules on the attack because we want them to kick, and actually, we don't realize the defense will work really hard just to get rid of any options for that. There's loads of cool stuff in it to try, though.
Yeah, we'll have to keep a record of this chat bar and send it out.
I think it's table 7 offside touch. I think would work well.
Danny, would you have some stuff on the defense so that it kind of opens the opportunity for the attack? You're saying that actually defense would coach attack.
Yes. So I would ask, when would you kick in a game of rugby? Was it when the defense comes up quite fast?
Mate, I love your rugby chat. I mean, you're killing it. We all. My Pivac is quaking in his shoes.
Who's the naive expert here, Rusty?
Oh no, seriously, mate.
So there's something about I'd encourage line speed and potentially not allow players in the backfield to defend, which would then mean kicking's a really good option.
Maybe the defense team without the ball, extra points for interception passes and stuff like that, get them to fly up.
Great idea, yeah. Points for really good line speed, that would get them going. Awesome. Slow the ball down as well, the ruck.
What about, Danny, would you ever just tell one team, so they have some success perhaps to start with, because it's quite a challenging skill, I don't know what the equivalent in hockey is, maybe an aerial or something. That's quite hard to do.
Yeah, and often, like when you've got people running you don't have much time, so I won't choose the kick option because that's too hard. So how do I give them more time to kick? I think there's one in there around being able to call a mark when you catch it, so then being able to do the kick.
There was a freeze one there.
That's a cool one because that might give them the time and space to kick it to start with, which is what they might need.
Rach, you were well known for your kicking in your playing days, right? So
I had a feeling you were going to say that, Dan. I could feel it come in. No, I like some of the stuff around the differentiating between players that feel confident and not so confident. So how do you push people on? So that kind of level up idea for certain players, maybe. You can only kick out a hand once, and it's got to be a drop kick, just so you keep challenging people. Quite like that concept that came up. So still come through.
Yeah. We're gonna have to cap the legs. I'm running out of room in my notebook already for points. Everyone's
guys
got
as well. If you see some cool stuff when we put them into the next round, we'll be giving some bonuses there.
Okay, so I've got points down for everyone. Make sure you put your tables in. That's really cool. Make sure you get the points you deserve for those cool suggestions. There's no more videos, you'll be pleased to know. So we're going to share round 2.
Okay. This is the good round, isn't it, Ross? This is the one we hope works.
I hope it's a better round. Okay, so it's a scenario round. Dan, do you want to read that out? Can you see that?
Yeah. So this one is, you've got a class, about 30 kids. They're year 7 to 12, 13-year-olds-ish. They're really struggling to utilise space playing football. You can use the following video game principles. You don't have to, but pauses, rewinds, and invulnerabilities. So you can have those 3 in your locker. And what we're looking for is the most imaginative way around this. Okay, so same principle again. Smash this up in the
Dan, what
chat.
Dan, what do you mean by each of those skills? What's in your head when you're talking about pauses, rewinds, and
well, do you know what? I'm not going to put anything on it because I think we'll leave it open to interpretation. But what we're looking for is you can pause the game in attack and defence. Rewinds you could possibly be using if you've made a mistake or you've done a worldie. You want to see if you can repeat it or do it better. And the invuln, I'm going to leave that one a little bit ambiguous because we've used this a few times in our donor sports in particular, where they can apply it to certain people. But that's open to your interpretation, guys. So just have a little play with those concepts in your gamification of this.
Okay, and then in terms of the event, just kind of learning as we go along, if you could only submit one answer per table for this one, so one of you decide in a second when I stop presenting, and you had 5 minutes, well, just under 5 minutes, we want to go till 10:02 on this to discuss one answer per table, and that will help with this little or is it part down here. So 5 minutes, I'm going to stop presenting, and then when we present again, one answer per table in the chat bar, please. Good luck.